Hi guys, this is Collin. I want to thank you for checking out this video. So, a quick look at the public test for 0.5.11 and what to expect. We have this new feature in the port of the game where you can pretty much assemble and deassemble the ship. The different kind of armor casing sections, where you can see exactly where the armor is the thickest and the different kind of shapes of the armor on the different kind of ships, which can make you understand more the mechanics of the armor protection and for example, being able to bounce shells at different angles in different ships. So we're gonna have a quick look at this. So guys, if we're just gonna take a quick look at this new feature with the armor layout, you just select the ship you want to overview and you just push this button here, and then the ship will look like this. And here you have all the different kinds of armor casings and thickness, so you can highlight each area and look how it is moduled and formed on the ship. And you can also choose to watch a specific armor area if you select or deselect the different kind of areas on the ship. So for instance, you can deselect all these ones and you will be left with the Citadel area on the Montana. And then it's really easy to see how the Citadel area is positioned on each ship and how it is formed. So if you look for instance on this Montana, you can see that the Citadel armor casing is very flat in the front, which makes it acceptable for the Yamato's penetrating Citadel shots from the front. So you can see here you have pretty weak armor in the front, which is the only thing protecting the Citadel flat side in the front here. So if we instead look at the Yamato, we do this, you can see the Yamato Citadel is a bit smaller, and it's also moduled, so it's more angled, so it's easier for the Yamato to bounce shells if it is positioned bow on, because the shells will hit these angled areas and just bounce off. So it's really a cool feature if you want to learn a bit more about your favorite ships or ships that you often face in the game and you want to know their weak spots. You can also take a quick look at the new German Tier 10, the Kurfürst. And the first thing you will notice is that it is very low Citadel area. It's pretty much nothing is showing above the waterline. So of course this is gonna make the Kurfürst very hard to citadel. And we can also look at, for instance, a ship like the Cleveland, who is been very hard to citadel. And you can see that it's not the case that we thought before, that the citadel area is divided into a fore and a aft section. The citadel is actually this part here in the middle. But as you can see, if you look in this angle, you can see that also on the Cleveland it is a very, very small part of the citadel area that is actually located above the surface. So this is why it is so well known that the Cleveland is a really hard ship to citadel. So the citadel is in the right spot, where it usually are on most of the ships, but the majority of the citadel is below surface. So you really need to get some good aimed shots to actually hit the citadel here. We can look at another ship, like maybe the Khaba, who is known for very easy citadels. And as you can see, I mean, it's like 80% of the whole ship is the citadel. It's very high up in the water. I mean, the citadel is all the way up to the actual deck, and it's all these portions from pretty much a couple of meters before the first smokestack and all the way back to the radio antenna pretty much. So this is why Akuma is so easy to citadel. So this is actually a very good feature, this new armor layout, and can pretty much explain, especially for new players for the game, how this armor thing actually works and why you should perform different in different kind of ships. You can pretty much learn how you should use the ship, how you should angle for the best protection of the citadel area, especially when it comes to the higher tiers battleships, where you can pretty much just count the overmatch mechanic and learn how to position your ship for being most efficient for bouncing high tier battleship shells. So as I said before, just select the ship you want to view, and then you just push this armor layout button and you will have this view of the ship, and then you just can scan around the ship, select and deselect different kind of armor casings, and you can look at the different kind of views and where they are positioned on the ship. So it's a good feature. You have a new game mode called Epicenter in random battles, where you have pretty much 3 circular caps in the middle of the map, where you can sail in and cap the different kind of circles, and it's very good for you and the team if you are able to go into the smallest circle in the middle, where I'm guessing all the destroyers are gonna have a real torp fest. Because if you manage to cap that inner smallest circle, you will automatically gain the 2 outer larger circles as well. So that is a new game mode, and of course this is moduled for pushing players to pretty much use a more aggressive playstyle. So we are on the map Big Race, and the game mode is Epicenter, where you have 3 circular caps in the middle of the map. And when you catch the inner zone, you also get the outer zones as well. But just as ordinary capture domination mode, you need to chase the enemies out of the capture zones before you can earn any tickets on them. And if you look at the team panels, you see that there is 95% battleships in pretty much every game you play on the public test server right now. I'm not really sure about Wargaming their thoughts behind this, but when they release a public test server where one of the function is a really important function, like cutting half the cooldown period for radar on high tier cruisers, they at the same time choose to have a test server mission where you need to earn a certain amount of experience in every tier of Japanese battleship, which of course gonna make about 80-90% of all the public test server players playing different kind of battleships, which makes it really hard for a player like me who wants to grind the cruiser line so I can test out the new function on the radar in the game, actually grind to the higher tier cruisers, because I'm gonna end up in matches like this when I sail around in the floating citadel that is the Phoenix, and the enemy team just consists of pretty much just battleships. And guess who is gonna be the prime focus of all the enemy team? You think they're gonna try and shoot at the well-armored, high HP ships, the battleships on our team? Or do you think they are gonna shoot at the free XP pinata that is me? Well, as you can see now if you watch the minimap, the enemy team was first into the outer circle. That's why they have a small amount of tickets on the outer circle before we entered and stopped. Now they lost their progression on the outer circle. We were first on the middle circle, and they have some destroyer in the middle circle right now, stopping our cap of the middle circle. And of course they are shooting at our ships in the middle circle as well, resetting their cap. And we are the only ships in the smallest inner circle, so we are trying to cap that smallest circle, but we are getting resetted, of course, because we don't have any destroyer on this map. The enemy team has 1 destroyer, so they have a huge advantage. And of course, me being a floating citadel, it's not really an easy task for me to try and cap the inner circle for our team. because I also have very crappy concealment. So we're trying our best to try and cap the inner circle. It looks like we're gonna get it now. Nope, we got resetted. Here you can see the enemy destroyer is positioned in the middle circle, and that's why nothing is happening in that circle as well, because both teams has ships in the middle circle. So this is pretty much the function of this game, which of course gonna push for a very aggressive playstyle, and the team that has battleships and cruisers that are gonna support the destroyers in the middle will be successful in winning the battle. And at the same time, you can guess that the shelf life of the destroyer in this game mode will be quite short. They will pretty much just head straight into that inner circle, cap that for the team, and either they will be the last destroyer standing, or they will be dead in the first couple of minutes of the game. So I'm guessing it will be those full health battleships in the end, as usual, that will battle it out.
All stations provide fire support.
So now you can see we capped the inner circle, so we have tickets counting on that one. You can see one each second. But just because the destroyer is in the middle circle and we have a lot of enemy battleships in the outer circle, we can't get any tickets for that one right now. Now we are capping the middle circle because the enemy destroyer left. So we are gaining tickets on the enemy team right now. So this is gonna depend on pretty much the team that has the most efficient destroyers, and also the team that support the destroyers best. I'm not really sure on how I was able to survive this long in this battle, since I'm a cruiser against all these battleships. It really feels like I live on borrowed time right now. So I'm trying to position myself behind an island, so I hopefully can help the team with setting some of these battleships on fire, and meanwhile also trying to help with the cap of the middle circle. We are ahead of the enemy team on tickets, but we are one ship down. And as you can see, if you look at our team deployment and also the enemy team deployment, you can really tell that usually you don't see this kind of aggressive play on either side. Usually on this map you would pretty much see the majority of the cruisers and the battleships outside of the outer circle, sailing around, trying to take pot shots at each other. Meanwhile, the destroyer usually have the inner center part of the map for itself. But in this game mode, you really need to play more aggressive and push harder if you're gonna succeed.
Position of a strategic target. Hang in there. Help is on the way.
So this is basically the function of the new game mode, Epicenter. I think it's a real good thing that Wargaming is constantly thinking about changing the game up a bit, trying to implement some new kind of game modes to keep the game fresh. And we have to test this out some more, just to see if this is really a good addition to the game or not. We have a new couple of maps that we're gonna take a little look at. They also changed up a couple of the older maps, so they would function more better with the game. Now this map, Shards, wasn't listed in the patch notes, but I can't really remember that I ever played this map before, so I'm just guessing that this is a new map as well. Pretty interesting layout. I'm guessing that Atlantas, Flints and the Destroyers will enjoy this map very much. Here's another map that I really don't recognize from before. So I'm guessing Wargaming just didn't put this in the patch notes, because the only map they mentioned was totally new, was a map called Archipelago. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it. But this also looks like a pretty nice addition to the game. Hold on. I recognize this place. Isn't this place...
I'm coming! Stairs. Yeah!
Jack Black.
Go ahead, Panda. Show us what you can do.
Are they gonna watch, or should I just wait until I get back to work or something?
Just hit it.
Get ready to feel the thunder. Come at it with crazy feet. What you gonna do about crazy feet? I'm a blur. I'm a blur.
You never seen bear style.
Would you hit it?
How's that?
I knew I recognized this place from somewhere. Okay. Well, some nice map additions to the game. We also had some new cool features under the audio tab in the settings, where you can put your own playstyle, music in a folder and listen to during the game. And you also have under the battle voiceover, you have a new that's called Pirates, which we're gonna check out now.
Neptune's beard. Good luck and fair seas. That's how it's done. I need help urgently. Requesting fire support. Sorry, I have to refuse. Roger. Thank you.
I think this is a fun addition to the game, but I don't really think they pushed it far enough for the thing it is. I mean, pirate voiceover. I would really like to hear some good pirate like Jeffrey Rush, who plays Commodore Barbossa in the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Someone who can really deliver that stinky, angry, deceptive way of a pirate. And a bunch more "arr" in as well. So I'm really hoping that Wargaming will boost this up quite a bit if they choose to implement it. And finally, some last changes. They have switched up some of the consumables on higher tiers cruisers. So for instance, you can choose to go with defensive AA or hydroacoustic on the first slot. You can choose between catapult fighter, spotting aircraft or surveillance radar on the second slot, and repair party on the third slot. So you have a few different more variants of builds you can go for. And also cutting the cooldown period for surveillance radar on high tier cruisers in half. So with the surveillance radar 2 I get 120 seconds cooldown on my radar on this Baltimore, which hopefully gives the cruisers a little more to play with in higher tier games, giving them a little bit more playable role than they have had before. And they also made the switching between the different tabs in the port view a bit more efficient, making them load a bit faster, as you can see here. So this was my first quick preview of the new public test server 0.5.11. I want to thank you so much guys for checking out this video. Don't forget to leave a like and a comment. Subscribe to the channel for more upcoming updates. Have a good one guys. See you guys later. Bye bye.